Shannon Sharpe told her that if she would lose enough weight for him, he would buy her some artificial breasts. Now, that's very puzzling to me, Art.
He really wanted a 17-year-old, but he can't. He's an 18-year-old, a 20-year-old. So here it is, he at the gym, working out. He's showing up at the gym with them big old black legs.
What number, I mean, I don't want to be in your business, but what number you said?
30,000.
Okay. So you can have a wedding with 30,000?
I don't know what you can have. I ain't the one getting married.
Shannon Sharpe is fuming after Monique put him on full blast during her comedy set, calling out the chaos surrounding that wild $50 million lawsuit he's caught up in with the former OnlyFans model. The crowd went crazy, the internet blew up, and now it's a full-blown mess. Sources close to Shannon say he's feeling stabbed in the back. He really thought the folks in his circle had his back through thick and thin, but instead, he's getting roasted from every direction. Nobody's cutting him any slack, not even his so-called industry friends. And here's the kicker. Fans are calling Shannon out too. They're saying Monique already tried to school him months ago on Club Shay Shay. She told him straight up, "You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl." She wasn't trying to be polite. She laid it all out. She warned him to stop chasing flashy young women who might just be around for the perks. But what did Shannon do? He laughed it off like she was just playing. Now look, he's in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Even if he manages to beat the case, the damage is done. That $100 million podcast deal hanging by a thread. Sponsors, quiet. People who used to be loud in his corner, now ghosting him like they were never there. And what really set this whole thing on fire? Monique's latest jab. While performing on Cat Williams' Heaven on Earth comedy tour, Monique didn't hold back one bit. She hit the stage and made it crystal clear. Shannon got warned and he still fumbled. She said what the whole internet's been whispering. Shannon played himself. He walked straight into the drama like it was just another night out. And that clip from Club Shay Shay? It resurfaced fast. It was from back in February 2024, and now it's everywhere again. Monique sitting across from Shannon, telling him he needed to wake up and stop dealing with women who only saw dollar signs. Real talk. Some folks thought Monique was coming off too strong back then, like she was trying to lecture him. But now, even her critics are saying she was speaking nothing but facts. That podcast moment, it hits different now, like she saw the storm coming from miles away and tried to wave the warning flag. And what did Shannon do? He giggled, sat there chuckling like it was cute. Meanwhile, he kept entertaining young models like he was untouchable. Now he's in a legal mess. His rep is on the line, and Monique's words are...
I think all of this RACE rhetoric that was in those text messages started with him. To me, in my opinion, that he has a race fetish. He has a fetish for that type of dynamic. I don't know any 19-year-old white woman that's running around hollering about a big black baby and baby gravy. Shannon was a 54-year-old big black grown man from the backwoods of Georgia. Gravy sound like some he's familiar with.
Ringing louder than ever. She didn't sugarcoat a single thing. She didn't play nice. She told him what it was, and now folks are saying Shannon brought this heat on himself. Shannon thought his celeb crew would ride for him, but when things got messy, the silence was deafening. Almost no one spoke up in his defense. And that quiet, it's screaming. People ain't feeling sorry for him anymore. This lawsuit is being seen as the final straw after years of reckless behavior. The streets are talking, and they're saying he had more than enough chances to straighten up, but he kept doubling down like things would magically fix themselves, and now his name's popping up everywhere and not in a good way. More clips and old receipts are resurfacing, and people are starting to ask, who really is Shannon Sharpe when the camera stopped rolling? One clip going viral right now is from the April 30th episode of Nique. He was talking about the 2025 NFL draft and suddenly snapped. He turned off camera and shouted, "Shut up!" The outburst caught fans off guard, and folks are saying it showed a side of him they've never seen before. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. Shannon's also under fire for what he said about his daughter's weddings on another Nightcap episode with Ocho Cinco. He said he wouldn't spend more than $30,000 on each of their weddings, and even joked about serving spaghetti and fried fish instead of high-end catering. That didn't sit right with a lot of folks. What really sent people over the edge? The fact that, according to leaked texts, this is the same man who allegedly offered the OF model $10 million to keep things quiet before it all exploded into a public scandal, and yet he's talking about cutting costs on his own daughter's most important day? Social media didn't hold back. One fan posted, "This needed to happen. He's been exposed as a straight-up hypocrite." Another wrote, "Throwing millions at a model from the internet but capping his daughter at 30,000? Nah." And it only gets messier. More details from those same leaked texts show Shannon allegedly talking about sending $25,000 per cheek. Yeah, you read that right. The internet went wild, eyebrows hit the ceiling, and people started looking at him real different. Now it's not just about the money, it's about the tone. The leaked convos between Shannon and the OF model, Gabriella, took a turn that made folks uncomfortable. The way she talked to him raised red flags, and people are calling out what sounded like strange racial dynamics that rubbed a lot of viewers the wrong way. Shannon hasn't responded to any of it, but that silence is making people even more suspicious. And one part of the messages really had folks shocked. Gabriella allegedly said, "I want you to put a big black baby in me." That line set off alarm bells everywhere. But here's the twist. Shannon's side of the convo never came out. Nothing. So now fans are convinced that this whole race-tinged talk didn't just appear out of thin air. And with no explanation from Shannon, people are side-eyeing everything he says and does now. The spotlight is hot, and this whole situation is spiraling way out of control. People everywhere are speaking up, and the message is loud. Shannon should have known better than to get involved with someone that young, especially in the spotlight he's in. One of the harshest voices out there, Dr. Umar. He didn't hold back at all. He said that even if this lawsuit turns out to be a money grab, Shannon still crossed a serious line by getting caught up with a 19-year-old. And now that it's blowing up, the public is giving him no sympathy, not even a little. And real talk, the moment Gabriella allegedly refused to sign an NDA, that should have been a flashing red alert. For someone who's been in the game as long as Shannon, people expected better judgment. But instead, he moved forward like nothing could touch him. And now everything's crashing down. Fans say he's got zero right to be mad at Monique for turning his mess into comedy material, because she was literally the only one who tried to warn him. Back on Club Shay Shay, she gave him unfiltered advice, told him plain and simple he needed to switch it up, stop chasing after young women who might be in it for the perks, not the person. But instead of listening, Shannon brushed it off, cracked a laugh, and kept it pushing. Now that it's all unraveling in public, people are saying this is just the fallout from his own choices. He set the stage, and now the curtain's falling. At one point, Shannon even said, "I'll pay for the divorce because I believe she was the one." That shows just how deep he got. But now, Gabriella is coming for $50 million in damages. And here's the real problem. Shannon's entire net worth might not even cover that kind of hit. According to recent estimates, he's worth about $30 million. During his whole NFL career, he brought in around $22.5 million. His biggest contract? A $5 million deal with the Baltimore Ravens. Not small money, but not enough for what he's up against now. These days, he's reportedly earning around $10 million a year from his podcast empire, brand deals, media gigs, and his luxury cognac brand, La Hierre. That hustle has been strong, but it's still not putting him ahead of the pack. Because while Shannon's been grinding, his First Take co-host Stephen A. Smith has been stacking even harder. Stephen A.'s net worth is now close to $45 million, and he just locked in a monster $100 million deal over 5 years. That puts him just behind Tom Brady in the sports media money game. Now here's the part that's really got people gasping. Shannon was this close to scoring his own $100 million bag before the lawsuit hit. Yeah, that close. Right before Gabriella filed her complaint, Shannon was on the verge of sealing a massive media deal that would have secured all of his She media shows. We're talking Club Shay Shay, Nightcap with Chad Johnson, the Club 520 podcast, the Bubba Dub Show, and Humble Baddies, a whole media empire ready to pop off. According to Front Office Sports, as of April 18th, just 3 days before he was officially named in the lawsuit, Shannon was set to sign on the dotted line for a deal worth over $100 million. But now, that deal's frozen, on pause, maybe even gone for good. And just like that, one bad decision might have cost him generational wealth. Everything he built, now hanging by a thread. If this deal falls apart, it's not just a bag loss, it's a full-blown empire crumbling before it even hit its peak. We're talking about a brutal financial hit that could strip Shannon of everything he's built. And with that $50 million lawsuit still hanging over his head like a storm cloud, people are starting to wonder if he's even stacked enough cash to survive a payout like that. Let's keep it real. Civil lawsuits like this are messy. Claims this serious are hard to prove in court, especially when everything happened behind closed doors. Shannon might walk away without having to pay a cent. But even if he wins in court, the public ain't so forgiving. People have already made up their minds, and that's the kind of damage no judge can reverse. Those leaked texts, that audio clip where he allegedly threatened Gabriella, they've already gone viral. And even without a guilty verdict, folks are side-eyeing him hard. This ain't just about money, it's about image, brand power, and trust. And once that's gone, it's hard to get back. Because the truth is, big brands don't wait around for court rulings. Companies like Disney, who own ESPN, aren't trying to be associated with someone trending for all the wrong reasons. You don't have to be found guilty for them to drop you. If your name's causing chaos in the headlines, they'll ghost you without blinking. And right now, Shannon's name is radioactive. Even if he clears his name legally, sponsors are gonna think twice before attaching themselves to his brand again. That $100 million deal sitting on ice. And every day this drama drags out, that ice gets colder. Sure, there's always a chance at a comeback. Shannon's got a loyal fan base, and the world does love a redemption arc. But the climb just got steeper, and all because he ignored every sign and chose to play risky when he didn't need to. Let's not forget, Monique tried to warn him. Cat Williams too, but Shannon kept the wrong folks close, laughed off the advice, and walked straight into a situation that had trouble written all over it. The real issue wasn't just the age difference with the OF model. It was the power imbalance, the awkward, racially charged language, and the vibe that made everything feel way too off. That's the kind of stuff that'll send corporate execs running fast. Big brands want clean faces, safe reputations, and names they can sell to middle America. Anything that smells like scandal, they're out. And Shannon didn't just fumble a contract, he fumbled the whole image he worked years to build. So now the real question is, does Shannon Sharpe have what it takes to bounce back? Or did this whole scandal shut the door for good? And what about Monique? Does Shannon really have a reason to be mad at her? Or was she just calling it like she saw it and he chose not to listen? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear it all. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on those notifications because the next video, it's about to get even wilder.